Hello, my name is Phyllis Schrag, and I'd like to speak to you today about some programs that might be of interest to you through the South Dakota Humanities Speakers Bureau. The first one I'd like to talk about is The King of Little Things. In it, I use puppets and creative dramatics and sing-alongs and movement to help students participate in literature. And one of the books that I use is called The King of Little Things. And it has a lot of alliteration in it, which just delights children. It's very good for schools and libraries and boys clubs, girls clubs, 4-H, museums. Teachers even appreciate this one. I also have another program which is entitled Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, I Am My Mother After All. And it talks about all those things that we repeat and we wonder, where did that come from? And then we realize we learned that from our mother. It was sayings, it was things we did, ways that we approached life, and it's a delightful romp through that experience. I have 3 standalone programs, but they sort of tie into one another, and they're talking about South Dakota life in a small town. The first one is called If You Have to Grow Up Anyway, It Might As Well Be in a Small Town. And that talks about all the things that we did in our small town. And it also has a piece in there about polio, which was an epidemic when I was growing up. A second one, which is a standalone, is Baseball, Preachers, and Funerals. And in my small town, when I was growing up, we had to find our own entertainment. And so we had our own World Series of Baseball. It also tells about the ministers that came and went through our small town churches. And it also talks about what I learned by going to funerals with my mother. Mostly, she was in the basement with the other ladies making the funeral lunch. And that's where I learned a great deal of what I'll tell you in this presentation. And finally, did Santa come to your town too? This is a wonderful time to talk about Christmas and all that it meant in a small town. Of course, we had our Christmas Eve program at church, and we had to memorize a piece, and we had to stand up there and deliver it along with songs. And then we also, at the end of it, received a big sack, and it was full of peanuts in the shell. And then inside that sack was a smaller sack that had ribbon candy and a Hershey bar, most likely a chocolate bar of some sort. And then those delectable mountain drops that were dark chocolate on the outside and pure powdered sugar goo on the inside. So these programs are all available to you through the South Dakota Humanities Council, and I hope to hear from you. And if you can't use my programs, be sure you check out other programs through the South Dakota Humanities because they're all very interesting and very affordable. So thank you for your kind attention. I hope to hear from you soon.